Yeah, I did not like these episodes. Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's B. Avery, and welcome back to another episode of Just My Opinion Reviews. Guys, like always, we are talking Bel-Air Season 3, Episodes 7 and 8, titled Black Lotus. Viv and Phil spend some quality time together at a resort in Mexico. Will is stuck in a hard place between his family and chosen family. And Episode 8, Give Me a Break, Will's secret participation gets revealed. Putting him at odds with Carlton over Black says truly means to each of them. Guys, I want to let you know that this is going to be spoiler filled. I'm going to spoil these episodes up, down, left, right, in, and out as if you've already seen it. That is your warning. And this is so unfortunate that I really didn't care for these episodes. I was starting to like episode 6, but then towards the end, with how everything concluded, I just hit myself in the head like, what are they doing? What happened to the writing team? And I know I'm jumping all the way to the end, but we've had drug use throughout this entire show. And let me just say before I go on my little rant reaction, I do love this show, and I'm really, really glad that it's here. I look forward to it each week, each year, each season. So I don't want you guys to think I'm just hating on the show for whatever reason, especially if this is your first time joining me. But we've had drug use throughout the first 2 seasons with Carlton. And I don't know why, but he just did a fantastic job. I mean, shout out to the brother. He can act, he can perform, he can entertain. I felt sorry for Carlton. I wanted him to win. I wanted him to make it. All of the drug use, the drug content, the way that he was blowing the rails, the way that he was reacting to Ashley when she caught him in the hallway, the way that he voiced his thoughts and opinions and his whole lifestyle to the whole world that made him not get accepted to Princeton, etc. All that felt pure, organic, and genuine. But when it comes to Amira, it seems like they've completely lost focus and all of that magic and authenticity that made the first 2 seasons great, that made you feel for Carlton. I do not like her character. I think that this whole thing is rushed, in my opinion. Yes, this is episode 7, but so much happened in this episode. It was just really, really disappointing. I mean, things were just too convenient. Literally 10 seconds before Will and Carlton go out and give their presentation, y'all just had to write it in a way to where Carlton finds out that Amira could possibly be using, and apparently she is, because we saw that at the end of the episode. But that was just tacky. I mean, I'm just so frustrated with all the characters and the way they was written. That part right there. Will not being able to keep it together right before the presentation himself. Like, why did you have to approach Amira just like, oh, maybe you should stay away from Carlton? That's probably best. You know what I'm talking about. Don't try to put a banana in the tailpipe with me. Like, dang. And I'm trying to be patient too, because I know that these are children, and children really do silly things. We all have. I know that I have. And so I'm trying to give them some grace. But at the same time, when you're putting these kids in sometimes these adult situations, you got to iron out all the wrinkles. And I just don't feel like they did that in episode 7 or 8. And we're definitely, I liked 7 the least. 8 was a bit better than episode 7, but both of these were just really, really disappointing to me. And I'm not trying to be rude with this sister right here, Miss Alicia Pascual Pena. If I'm pronouncing it correctly, if I'm not, I do apologize. But there's always been something about her character. And in this episode, the acting just was not the best. It just wasn't. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they didn't look at the dailies or whatever you call it, but they should have had more takes, because the part that they edited into this episode and released for us, it just didn't work out for me. Just she's all doing all like this towards the end and huffing and puffing and breathing. It was a bit over the top. It was a little dramatic, exaggerated, and just didn't come across realistic. And it was very, very cringeworthy. I mean, not the entire episode, but everything towards the end where Carlton found out about Amira's possible drug use. Now, I will give you this. The presentation that they gave was entertaining. I did like that. I didn't know what was going on, if this was staged or not, if Will and Carlton purposely wrote their presentation to where he would go out there first by himself and then Carlton would come afterwards. However they did it, it felt real. I want to say that this was improvised and they were supposed to go out there together, because when Will did come out, Carlton was back there hyperventilating, and then he came to and, came and saved the day. And that was great. That was smooth because Will was about to crash and burn. But they used both their strengths, put something together, and it was really, really creative. And I like that. And so as far as the presentation is concerned, I give that an A+. I like that a lot. And I do want to hear from you guys. What did you think about that? But with Amira, man, this is just really, really grinding my gears right now. Unfortunately, they just didn't do the best job creating and writing her character because she is just falling flat for me. I'm pretty sure the sister is very talented in other projects that she's done, but she's just really not winning me over right now with her going back and forth with certain characters, all the threats. That drug use at the end was awful. But as soon as the presentation is over, I mean, for one, Carlton finds out right before the presentation. And then right after the presentation, she's still in the country club, just decides to do drugs by the pool and oh God, and just, I mean, come on. That whole thing was corny. That whole thing was corny. Now I want to move over to Ashley and Eli and Ashley. Just like somebody said in my comment section last week, I don't give a crap what you label yourself, okay? Aunt Viv should have been like, no, ma'am, Eli still has the plug for your outlet. And I agree 100%. And I really did get a great laugh out of that. And Ashley tried to bring up a good point where she was talking about her friend, the white girl. I forgot her name. Please excuse me. I'm sorry. Is it Amanda? Please respectfully correct me in the comment section below. But Ashley was like, hey, you don't question our friendship and you let her spend the night. Well, yeah, okay, children at that age or whatever age can like the same sex. And so I kind of give you half a point right there, Ashley. However, and I'm just being honest with you, the girl can't get you pregnant. She just can't. Y'all could be up there making out or doing whatever type of sexual behavior. Okay, Ashley, you do have a point. But with Eli, whether he identifies as bi, gay, straight, queer, non-binary, binary, whatever, he could still possibly get you pregnant. And so, because of that, you just shouldn't be having no boys in the room. And look, he ends up being attracted to her because they thought or was under the impression that Eli had a boyfriend, and he may even he may have a boyfriend, but that doesn't mean that he can't want to be with Ashley too. And then we find out towards the end that there is something there. I do not blame Aunt Viv at all for coming over there like, man, it is really nice out here. There's so much room. There's not that many people. It's so much room that everybody can have their own lawn chair. I mean, come on, Ashley, what do you expect? When I was young, I mean, I didn't try to cross that line myself towards like, oh my God, man, why you cramping on our style, Mom? Why you cock blocking, Mom? Like, I mean, come on, Ashley, be for real. And Ashley's a trip. I want to hear from everybody else out there. I honestly don't think the outfit that she had on was too much. I didn't love it, but it's not like she had as much skin showing as Hillary or anything like that. That would just be crazy. But I did get a good laugh out of that. Ashley went to the back and then came out with a thick sweater. And what is up with her being so mouthy? For real. She was like, well, I don't dress for your comfort. Are you serious? Oh, my goodness gracious. Where is this coming from? Ashley just like, I don't give a crap no more. Carter's doing this. Hillary's doing this. Will's doing this. I'm going to do what I want to do. And I'm just like, Ashley, man, you got to chill out. You know what I'm saying? Because Phil said, Uncle Phil said, I would shut this whole thing down. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's how you put your foot down. Because Ashley was tripping right there. But Ashley or Hillary was not in episode 5 at all. And this one was the one I hated the least. First of all, Jackie, what are you doing there? Man, you are taking every chance that is presented to you to be up under Will. The only way this should have went is when the other gentleman invited you over there. Just like, hey, what's going on, Jackie? I'm going over Will and Carlton's house. They're having some little shindig. Would you like to come? Would you like to be my +1? Would you like to accompany me? Jackie should have said, you know what? No, Will is going to be there. Carlton is going to be there. Lisa's going to be there. I think I'll take a rain check and do something else. Go have a hamburger, fries, and a shake at a mom and pop shop or something. But she's like, oh no, let me go over there and just make things awkward just for the hell of it. I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is so silly. But at the same time, I have to look at my age and I have to look at these characters' age and just realize that they are children. And children tend to do things like this, whether it's on purpose or not. But man, it is frustrating. And the conversation they was having, like, seriously, this episode right here is titled Black Lotus. They might as well title this episode Everybody Smashing Everybody. Seriously, it was so awkward when they found out that Lisa smashed Will and Carlton, and they're all in the same jacuzzi. And that's Amira's fault and Jackie's. I mean, just messy, tacky. Let's just play a game. I'm sorry, like, I'm putting a nail in the coffin. The way they have written Amira's character is awful. No hate on you, sister. I'm not saying it's you. I think you're great. I think you're pleasant. But everything with Amira is just like forced. Just like, okay, we need some drama right now. Let's just play this game. And just come on now. Can we have more realistic dialogue as well? Because a lot of this was nails on the chalkboard. I still love the show, guys. I still love the show. They just kind of dropped the ball with this one right here. And then you have Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv. Aunt Viv and Uncle Phil, they're going on this trip. And man, the timing is crazy with all these episodes, for real. We was talking about how Carlton found out and Amira doing the drug use in episode 6. But literally, as Phil and Viv are walking out of the door to go to their vacation, his business partner comes in just like, oh my gosh, they're protesting, they're doing this, they're doing that. Vandalism is crazy, it's mayhem. I just need your help right now. And his character, you know, he's really headstrong, but at the same time, he's really frustrating me too. He's really annoying. I kind of understand where he's coming from. And also, let me add, I do really like the conversation that Will had with him when he went into the office. That was very mature of Will. Great job there. You know, so there were some things about the show that I did like. Very mature conversation. And that question that he asked him at the end about taking advantage of opportunities that are presented to you, you know, it kind of made Will, you know, pause and think for a second there. So I liked all that. But as far as this being the only partner that Philip has, like, my goodness, I'm listening to Erica. Like, you have no clients right now. And just because of a small kiss, you're losing money, you're losing clients, you're losing business, you're just losing out on a number of things that could lift you and your family up. I mean, y'all are already up, but at the same time, man, you know, you're kind of fumbling right now, you know, and that's okay. We all fumble, we all fall down sometimes, but what do y'all think about this? I know, look, you can put up barriers and boundaries between Philip and Erica, but I honestly don't think that he should have just ceased all business. I just think that was a huge mistake. Get the money, get the bag, secure everything. That's just, you know, kind of crazy to me. It just really is. But they're going on this trip. You know, gentleman says, go on your trip. You know, we'll worry about this when we get back, or what legal matters can we take advantage of, et cetera, et cetera. But he goes on the trip. And I did not like this trip the whole time, guys. It was uncomfortable for me. This is weird. This is awkward. I don't know what they're doing, but they just wanted to have Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv, you know, trade part. I was just like, oh my God, I don't like this. I mean, hey, some people cool with that. Do what you want to do in your life, in your marriage, in your relationships, or whatever. But this was really weird to me. Like, you know, hey, my husband over there finds you really attractive, Aunt Viv. He thinks you're really sexy. Oh, why don't you go pay my husband Phil a visit? How's the water over here? I was just like, oh God. And I was upset, but they walked back and opened the door. This is us, nightcap, and I'm just like, wow, they having some type of orgy. This is. I'm glad they didn't show nothing. I'm glad they didn't show nothing, and I should have known when all the women wanted to let out their titties and just let the sun hit and all that stuff. I just knew Phil was gonna come over there and be like, Vivian, what the hell is going on? Why are you letting them influence you? No, I don't think he would have did that much. That's not how Phil would have reacted. But he probably would have stopped and paused and was like, you know, what the hell is going on, and talked to her to the side. You know, he wouldn't have just erupted in front of everybody. And even if he did, I wouldn't have been mad at him. But man, when they went in there for that nightcap, I was just like, no. Now, I am glad that it was revealed that they didn't do anything, or maybe much. Maybe it was some kissing and the smooching and the smooching and kissing. In my opinion, that's just still too much. But I'm glad they was like, oh, we almost got seduced by another couple. You know what I'm saying? So that was just weird. So I did not like Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv in their vacation and all the conversations and interactions they was having. I did not like anything with Will, Carlton, Lisa, Amira, Jackie, and that other gentleman at the crib. That was all whack to me too. Everything with Ashley and Eli in episode 6 was cringe. However, Everything with Jeffrey and Penelope, I love that. That was great. I love that. That was actually one of my favorite parts out of these 2 episodes. When they was dancing on the floor, grinding and the bumping and all of that stuff like that, that was nice. That was not cringy to me. That was not gross or like I wasn't saying, man, what the hell are they doing or anything like that. I did like that. Now, his girl, his woman, his baby's mother did kind of, I don't like the way she responded, like, hey, you just need to piss off. Like, she didn't need to do that right there, but everything else about her character I did adore. And I'm finally glad that we got some action out of Jeffrey too. He just hit him with the throat hit or whatever. I liked all that. That was cool. That was nice. I've been wanting to see that for these first 3 seasons. So thank you for delivering that to us. That was dope right there. So the presentation in episode 6 is great. Penelope and Jeffrey in episode 5 was great too. But how did episode 5 end? Jazz and his people were at the construction site, setting things ablaze, setting things on fire. Man, why did you not keep your mask on the whole time? The only thing that kind of confuses me is where did the mask come from that Will had? Maybe they gave it to him because they wanted him to participate. And he was like, nah, I'm good. I might be doing this other stuff. And he put the mask in his box. But bruh, they ended up arresting Jazz at the end of the episode 6. This is not good. This is not a good look. What's going to happen? Now, one thing I am kind of surprised about is how the relationship is flowing between Hillary and LaMarcus and Hillary. I didn't want the relationship to flourish, but I can't lie and say to you that I don't like it. I do. There's nothing wrong with LaMarcus. I just wanted Hillary to end up with Jazz, and we don't know how that's going to turn out. But the guy just seems really, really happy being with Hillary. And at the same time, there's nothing wrong with him. He is well off. Besides his injury, he is healthy. And, you know, he wants love too. You know, I mean, he didn't do anything wrong. I mean, he really feels like he likes and loves Hillary and wants to just do right by her. And so I can do nothing but respect that. But my goodness gracious, the way he came out at the end with all the candles, he proposed again in the heart flowers. That was dope. I did like that. And also, I'm glad he didn't sing the whole song. That would have been a bit corny. He knew when to cut it off and just like, hey, babe, you know, let's get married in a week. I'm surprised that Hillary said yes, but I guess that shows that she really does love him. And I guess now I don't really think that she was going to break up with him. I think that she was just going to tell him that she did kiss Jazz. You know, still would have been bad timing and all of that right before the scrimmage, but I don't know. And I said Trevor. Trevor is the original boyfriend, but could LaMarcus actually die still? Maybe. And that would just break Hillary down, you know, but wow, I just don't know how this is going to end, especially in this triangle with Jazz and him possibly being in jail now, being identified on the security camera. Also, what do y'all think about Lisa being overwhelmed and Aunt Viv going to her dad, Detective Wilkes, just saying, hey, what's going on with your wife, man? She's tired, she's sleepy, she's not attending to the baby. Lisa's having to do this, Lisa's having to do that. I like that Viv always just goes to the source and be like, hey, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I like that. Keep that up right there too on Viv. But guys, those are my thoughts. That's just how I feel about some things. I love the show overall. But honestly, these past 2 episodes, 7 and 8, was just a big miss for me. These were possibly the worst in the entire show, seasons 1, 2, and 3, unfortunately. But am I right? Am I wrong? Do you agree, disagree, or are you somewhere in the middle? Did you like episode 7? Did you like episode 8? What is going to happen to Jazz? What is going to happen to Amira? What is going to happen to Jeffrey and Penelope? And is this construction site going to be made or burned down? What do you want to happen? What do you think is going to happen? How is Ashley and Eli's relationship going to progress, or is it going to stop? I think Aunt Viv should come in doing all the blocking that she possibly can. And I like Uncle Phil's just saying, I don't like how slick he is and all of that right there. I don't like him either, but we're going to see. In episode 9, we are going to see. But guys, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share the video. And like I said, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Thanks again, guys. But before you go, don't forget that my name is Brandon Keith Avery, and that's just my opinion. Peace.